Lazevo likes to talk about life while he's shooting people in the face. Lazevo.
What is going on, everybody? It's Lazevo here. Today we're going to talk about some butthurt bitches. Yeah, that's right. There's so many people complaining about this game, about certain things about it that I just don't get. I don't understand it. My brain doesn't work this way, and I just have to get things out. I'm rambling a little bit in this commentary. I know I will be, because I didn't really think this through. It's just something that I've had a lot of thoughts on my mind. But before I get into that, you see, we're playing on whatever this is. I was gonna say slums, but I don't know if that's it. It's the Pakistan map. Playing domination. I got the Scar with the stock. A lot of people don't like this gun, but I like high damage guns, even though it's got some recoil. It's got probably, one of the higher recoils, if not the highest in the assault rifle class, that's for sure. But it drops people, does some work. So I need that with my connection. I need that. It takes me at least 1 or 2 more bullets than most people, I think. But anyway, I'm also running in this game the Sentry gun and the Guardian, which is nasty in domination, just nasty. No one's running EMP grenades yet. I mentioned that in my tips and trickles video. No one's running EMP grenades, and so Guardians and Sentry guns do a ton of work, because they take so much damage. It takes like 3 clips to kill those things. But anyway, back to the butthurt bitches. Let's talk about things. Number 1 being skill-based matchmaking. Man, does this make people upset. I don't get this. I don't get this at all. People are upset. Like, one of my favorite things in this game is close matches. I love the games that come down to the wire and I win by 2 points or whatever. And maybe there's a clutch capture at the end, or a clutch kill or whatever. I love those close games. I love the competitiveness of gaming. And it's rare that I find it. I mean, I remember Black Ops, when I was playing with the group of guys that I play with, we would literally go months without losing a game. It was forever, not even having a close game. I mean, when I ran into a team that played us hard, I was like, don't back out. Like, I want to play this team again, because this is like a white elephant or a unicorn. It just doesn't exist. This doesn't happen. But now with skill-based matchmaking, I noticed that games are closer. A lot of games are closer. People are having difficulty getting those high scores. I think that's what the frustration comes from. Everybody's complaining because all of a sudden it's more difficult than ever to go whatever, 50-5 or whatever. But it happens. It still happens. But I like the idea of those high kill games, the high KD games, being the unicorn. Like, I want the norm to be close competitive action, and I want the rare thing to be the God mode beastly games. I just think that that's the right way to approach this thing. And it's fun to get those high games and get those high KDs and feel like you're Chuck Norris in an action movie walking around, just can't be touched. That's fun. But it's much more fun to have that close game. I don't know. It's like competitiveness drives me to be better. It drives everyone to be better, right? I mean, Magic Johnson had Larry Bird. Muhammad Ali had Joe Frazier. Whatever, Pete Sampras had Andre Agassi, if you're into tennis. Like, every great competitor has someone that drove them to be better than what they would have been on their own. I mean, you look at a guy like Larry Holmes, which he's widely as decorated as Muhammad Ali in terms of his career, but hardly anybody remembers him or knows about him because he had nobody there to push him, nobody there to test him. Like, that is what makes people good. Microsoft has Apple. Like, you need that competitive drive. What drives people to be better? And that's when someone else is better than them, or could be better than them, or could be perceived as better than them. Like, that's what pushes people to go to a level that they might not have normally taken themselves. I don't know. I like the competitive edge on it. I'm into gaming. I want it to be fun, and what's fun is competitive games to me. And maybe I'm just in the minority here, but I just beating up on a bunch of 6-year-olds with controllers it's not fun to me. It's not fun. Now, I don't necessarily take it as far as to be like MLG fun. Like, I still like to run around a little bit. I like to cap flags. I don't like to necessarily just sit in one area for too long. And I mean, you'll notice I did that a little bit in this game as my sentry guns were getting kills and things. I didn't want to. I was letting my kill streaks do the work, which is one of the tactics in this game. But I don't know. It's just I don't want it to be so ultra competitive that it's boring and slow, where it locks down the map. You know, sometimes when you run up against competitive teams that where both teams are being so strategic that it's boring. It's like a defensive battle in football. Some people could perceive that as boring, you know, but sometimes you can get in those matches, and I'm not so much a fan of those. But I do like the games where both teams are really trying to cap B, both teams are trying to go hard. I love those. I love that feeling, right? And that's what I want out of my gaming experience. I want that to be more common than, you know, my high KD games and whatever. But I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't get the community's disapproval of that. I think it makes it a better experience. Now, going back, mostly I think what everybody wants is for the connection to be right. So more importantly than matching us up by skill, I think, is making sure the game plays properly. So I know Vandahar, he was tweeting out about how the logic was supposed to work and it was going to be ping based, and I don't know how that all works. I wish that they would put out a video or somebody would interview them and find out exactly how that logic works. And maybe that's too dangerous for people to know or whatever, but like, it would be nice to know how the game determines who's host, how it determines you know, the lag compensation, how that whole logic works. It's a black box. It's a mystery. By the way, I picked up this Vector here, and this thing's dirty. This Vector with the quick draw and the quick draw handle and something else. I don't know what it had on it, but it's nice. It's nasty. I was like invisible right there. I don't know what those guys were doing. That was great. But anyway, I would like to know how that logic works, and I wish that was public information or something. I wish that was open. I don't know. It'd be nice to know. It'd be nice to know if we're really because sometimes I feel like people are making a bunch of assumptions. By the way, watch this lightning strike. Boom, boom, and boom. That was a good one. That was dirty. But kill feed. I just think sometimes the YouTube Call of Duty community makes assumptions on things that they don't know anything about. And we all have different experiences based on our connections and our locations and what servers we're playing and who's hosts, and so we all have developed these different opinions, and I just wish we would get a formal answer, like this is how it's set up to work, this is how it's designed to work, and then we could evaluate it against that, right? We don't know what the logic is, and yet we're all making assumptions. It's not good. I'm an engineering guy, and that's just not good. You know, when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me, right? So anyway, so that's one thing. People are all upset about the rounds in Domination where it flips. You know, it stops halfway through and flips to the other side. Now that's something that MLG's been doing for a while. That helps balance the map. If at all the map is imbalanced because of, you know, how the flags are laid out and one side's easier to defend than the other, like that balances it out. So you have equal opportunity to start from both sides of the map. Like I said, MLG's been doing that for a while. That, to me, that takes the issue of, like on Black Ops 1, if you got the C spawn on Summit, you just dominated because it was so impossible to capture from. If you had the A spawn, it was impossible if the other team had B and C to break it. At least against like a good team like the guys I play with. But to me, I like that. I like the round system. The only problem is everybody backs out. Everybody leaves in this game. And so something needs to be figured out with that. I don't know what we can do. The host migrations are getting old. I don't know. Everybody backs out. Like, you make the game competitive. It's a close game, and all of a sudden people say, "Oh, the round's ending. I'm done. I'm not going to be able to win this game or whatever." When really you can. The other team had equal opportunity. That's why it switches. I don't know. Anyway, everybody's butthurt about this game, and I'm actually enjoying it. I'm not doing as well. I mean, this game's great, but I'm not doing as well as I have in other Call of Duties, but I'm enjoying the game, so don't be butthurt. And if you don't like competitive gaming, go play combat training. That's what it's there for. Go beat up on some scrubs, and who cares about the XP?